Welcome back to Crypto Shockwave, the channel where we break down the biggest stories in the XRP world and give you the analysis that actually matters for your portfolio. $1.39 billion. That is how much institutional money has entered XRP spot ETFs since November 2025. 1.39 billion. And yet, as I record this video, XRP is trading at $1.12. Down, not up, down. How is that possible? $1.39 billion flowing into XRP, and the price is sitting at a 15-week low. That is the question every serious XRP holder is asking right now. And today, I am going to give you the answer. The real answer. Not the headline, not the spin. The actual mechanics of what is happening beneath the surface. And by the end of this video, you will understand something that 90% of XRP holders have completely missed. Stay with me, because this one is going to change how you think about XRP forever. So let us start with the raw numbers, because the data tells a story that almost nobody is connecting right now. May 2026 was the strongest month of the year for XRP ETF inflows. $118.29 million in a single month. That beat April's $81.59 million. That beat every single month since these ETFs launched. And here's the part that will shock you. XRP ETFs did not record a single outflow day in the entire month of May. Not one. Every single trading day in May, money came in, never went out. Never. The funds involved are not small players. Bitwise, Canary, Franklin Templeton. These are institutions that manage hundreds of billions of dollars in assets, and they are all pointing their clients toward XRP right now at these prices. But wait, because the escrow story adds another explosive layer to this picture. On June the 1st, Ripple released 1 billion XRP from its escrow account. 1 billion. This happens every single month. It is a programmatic release that has been running since 2017. And here's what most people do not understand about this release. Ripple does not dump all 1 billion XRP on the market. They use what they need. And then they relock the rest into new multi-year escrow contracts. So the actual supply hitting the market is a fraction of that 1 billion figure. But the headline number scares retail investors every single month. Every single month. And that fear is being exploited. Now let me give you the number that explains everything. 1.16 billion XRP, stacked between $1.45 and $1.46. That is the sell wall. That is the exact price zone where 1.16 billion XRP is sitting, waiting to be sold, by holders who bought at that level and are waiting to break even. This is not a theory. This is Glassnode on-chain data. Hard numbers, real wallets, real XRP. $1.39 billion in ETF inflows is meeting 1.16 billion XRP in sell pressure at $1.45. The institutional money is absorbing the sell wall, slowly, gradually, brick by brick, but it has not broken through yet. And until it does, price stays suppressed. Follow the money, not the headlines. And right now, the money tells you exactly where the battle is being fought. Stop right there, because I need to address something that happened last week that almost nobody noticed. Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful investment banks on planet Earth, quietly exited its $153.8 million XRP ETF position in Q1 2026. Gone. All of it. Bloomberg analysts had flagged Goldman's position as trading desk facilitation activity, not directional conviction, and the exit confirmed exactly that. Goldman was never a true XRP bull. They were facilitating client orders, and when those orders dried up, they left. Now here is why this matters. Goldman exiting is not the same as Goldman betting against XRP. There is a critical difference. A trading desk exit means the trade is done. A short position means they think it goes lower. Goldman did not short XRP. They simply moved on. And that distinction changes everything about how you should read this news. But wait, because while Goldman was leaving, something much more important was happening on the other side of Wall Street. BlackRock, the largest asset manager on Earth, the company that manages $10 trillion in assets, is getting closer to XRP every single quarter. BlackRock's on-chain treasury fund, BUIDL, already uses RLUSD as collateral. Let me say that again. BlackRock's own fund is already using Ripple's stablecoin as collateral on the XRP ledger, right now, today. That is not speculation. That is a fact. Industry insiders and competing ETF firm executives have told reporters that a BlackRock spot XRP ETF filing could come as early as late 2026 or early 2027. Standard Chartered Bank, one of the most respected financial institutions in the world, originally projected XRP could reach $8 by late 2026. They revised that down to $2.80 amid current market conditions. But here is the part the bears never mention. Standard Chartered raised their 2030 target to $28. 28. They lowered the short-term target and raised the long-term target. That is not a loss of conviction. That is a recalibration. Smart money buys in the dark while retail sells in headlines. Now let us be completely honest, because I always show you both sides. The bear case for XRP right now is real, and it deserves respect. XRP has been stuck between $1.25 and $1.45 for 4 months. 4 months of consolidation. Every attempt to break higher has failed. The 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day EMAs are all pointing down. That is not a bullish chart. That is a bearish chart with bullish fundamentals underneath it. CoinCodex, one of the most tracked prediction platforms, has forecast XRP remaining in a sideways pattern through much of June, with a potential test of $1.20 on the downside and resistance at $1.37 on the upside. If Bitcoin falls below $63,000 again, XRP could break below $1.20 and test the psychological $1 level, a 30% probability. You must respect that risk. But here is the reframe. 1.39 billion institutional dollars did not enter XRP because fund managers thought it was going to zero. These are regulated funds, with compliance teams, with risk committees, with fiduciary duties to their clients. They do not put $1.39 billion into an asset they do not believe in. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. And right now, the institutions are paying $1.12 for something they clearly believe is worth much more. So what are the 3 signals you must watch right now? Signal 1. Watch the 1.16 billion XRP sell wall at $1.45. If daily ETF inflows start exceeding that resistance level consistently, the sell wall breaks. And when a sell wall of that size breaks, it does not break slowly. It breaks all at once. Signal 2. Watch for a BlackRock XRP ETF filing announcement. This is the single most important catalyst remaining for XRP in 2026. BlackRock's BUIDL fund already uses RLUSD. The infrastructure relationship is already there. A filing would trigger the same institutional FOMO that pushed Bitcoin ETF inflows to $54 billion after BlackRock entered. On a smaller scale, but the same mechanism. Signal 3. Watch Ripple's IPO timeline. Brad Garlinghouse has hinted at special perks for XRP holders tied to the IPO. If Ripple goes public in late 2026, the attention and legitimacy that brings to XRP could be the catalyst that clears the sell wall that ETF inflows alone could not. Let me bring this home for you now. 1.39 billion institutional dollars, 118 million in May alone, 0 outflow days in the strongest month of the year, BlackRock already using Ripple's infrastructure, Standard Chartered raising their 2030 target to $28, and a sell wall at $1.45 that is being absorbed, brick by brick, every single day. The institutions are not panicking. The institutions are not selling. The institutions are buying at $1.22. while retail watches the price and feels fear, gradual, then sudden. That is how every major market move in history has started. The gradual part is happening right now, in real time, in front of your eyes. If this video gave you the clarity you needed, hit that like button right now and share this with one person who holds XRP and is confused about why the price is down despite all the good news, because they need to understand the sell wall before June 15th. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications, because the next video we are dropping could be the most important one you ever watch. Stay wise, stay positioned. I will see you in the next one.